Hey, what up guys, Tay here, and today I'm happy to bring you my top 10 favorite free-to-play shooters. With summer right around the corner, I know some of you are looking to fill up your schedules. With gaming, of course, because I mean, who the hell wants to sit around and read all summer, right? Well, in this video, we've got everything from tracking down wild game to crazy abilities to straightforward running and gunning. This list has a little bit of everything for everyone. So I'll make sure to drop the system requirements for these games somewhere on the screen here during this countdown, so you could pause if you would like to see if your system can play these games. Some of them are quite extensive, so with that being said, let's get the ball rolling. Like I just mentioned, we've got a hunting game up in this list, but don't worry, it's the only one of its kind on this list. And technically it is a shooter, it's more of a chill and relax game. The Hunter Classic is a free-to-play open-world multiplayer hunting game. Taking place on 11 different hunting reserves bunched together into a few islands, you'll be able to hunt around 40 different animals. From birds to reindeer to grizzly bears and everything in between. There are some pretty decent customization options with over 80 weapons to choose from. Rifles, shotguns, bows, and pistols. This game has damn near all the calibers, so you're likely to find the weapon that you enjoy using. Along with your weapon choice, you'll have to load yourself up with game calls, scent removers, blinds, stands, and even a dog. So if you're looking for a nice, relaxing gaming experience, then this is one you'll want to add to your library for sure. I personally have enjoyed this one much more than I originally thought I would. The environment looks great and sounds even better, and the actual hunts themselves are incredibly rewarding. From the moment you find that first track, to calling it in, to harvesting the animal, each step is pretty difficult, requiring a certain amount of strategy. But when you do make that kill shot and the deer falls over or the geese fall from the sky, it feels pretty damn good. So the only gripe I really have with this game is the payout for each animal harvested. It seems quite low and at the moment is a bit of a grind fest. However, the game does start you off with everything you could possibly need. You'll get a scent remover for yourself, a 243, a 12 gauge shotgun with both birdshot and slugs, and a deer bleed call. The combination of the 243 with the 12 gauge lets you harvest many of the animals. The 243 mainly for the various deer species, and the slug can be used for everything from the feral hogs all the way up to the biggest moose and even the polar bears. Next up on the list, we have AVA dog tags. AVA is a first-person military shooter reminding me quite a bit of CSGO. It boasts 3 classes: the point man, a close quarters expert, he specializes in SMGs and shotguns. The point man is the fastest of the 3 classes and also delivers the most damage per second. Next is the rifleman, which is the most versatile of the 3 classes. Being effective at all ranges and utilizing many different weapons, this class might be the best suited for the newer players. And last, we have the sniper class, the most effective class at long range. Snipers are long-range, high-powered combat specialists that excel in locking down areas from a distance and also have that potential for one-hit kills that the other classes do not possess. Each class has quite a few weapons, all of which can be customized to your liking with different attachments. So if you're looking for a CSGO type game, this is not a bad option. Speaking of CSGO, that's the next game up on our list. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has been a staple of the FPS genre for quite a few years now. I can't really say much about this game that hasn't already been said, but I can say it's free and has a Battle Royale mode now. So yeah, that's about all I have for CSGO. If you're into team-based tactical shooters, then this is one worth looking into, because, well, it's free and people love it, so why not? Coming in at number 7 on our list is Warface. Warface is a multiplayer tactical shooter where you can take place in PvE or PvP matches in all different kinds of game modes, from team deathmatch to free-for-all domination and even plant the bomb. There's a cooperative game mode where you and a few other players take on some bot baddies with 4 different difficulty settings from easy to insane and plenty of PvP action to keep you engaged for quite some time. While playing this game, you'll get to choose from 4 customizable classes: the Rifleman, Sniper, Medic, and Engineer. Along with the good gameplay, this game features a rich backstory. Blackwood versus Warface. So Blackwood is basically the Illuminati, with an army trying to take over the world's assets by force, where Warface are an elite force of hundreds of highly specialized infantry operators who join together against Blackwood's corruption and violent profiteering. Like all these games, I think this one is definitely worth looking into if you're into shooters, and I mean, you clicked the video, so I'm betting that you are. Next up, we have one of, if not the biggest game on this list. A massive multiplayer first-person shooter, PlanetSide 2. By massive, I mean massive. Thousands of players from different factions all trying to take over the planet in one massive war. Infantry, ground vehicles, and air vehicles all work together to try to take over sectors of the map. The capture mechanics are simple. Stand around the flag until it's yours, then defend it. The actual process of getting this done though is much harder than it sounds. You'll have to face off against 2 other factions' armies who are trying to do the exact same thing as you. It's a constant tug of war with bases falling and being reclaimed. This game is basically a war of attrition, which side will hold their ground and advance the furthest. Featuring 4 continents, an extensive skills tree, and class-based system, players will be able to customize as much or as little as they like to meet their needs. I feel this game is one of the better looking games on this list. The environment looks amazing for a free-to-play game, and I'm not sure if this game is for everyone, but I do think everyone should at least give it a try. It has a whole different feel than the other games on this list, and because of this, it's something everyone should experience for themselves, and then decide if it's a game that's worth their time. Now right here in the middle of the pack, coming in at number 5 is Ironsight. My free-to-play shooter list would not be complete without Ironsight. Best described as mimicking the playstyles of the older Call of Duties, this game offers up 35 weapons, a few sidearms, different grenades, skills, and drones that you can call in to aid you in your fight, and one of the most extensive collections of cosmetics in any shooter that I've seen. This game has had some bad press due to its netcode over the last year, but it's definitely something they're working on improving. So I've watched this game's development for quite some time, and it has a ways to go before being considered one of the greats, but it's definitely on its way and absolutely deserves a place on this list. Ironsight has a few different game modes, from missions where you can slay AI with other players to PvP game modes like TDM that we're all familiar with. So if you enjoy that nostalgic feel of the older Call of Duties, then Ironsight is a game I urge you to try. In my opinion, it's one of the better run and gun type of shooters on this list. Alright, here we are moving on to number 4, Quake Champions. Quake Champions is a great modern representation of those old school arena shooters. It's that fast-paced, gory mess of a shooter I grew up with, but better. Instead of just choosing how you look, each character has their own unique abilities and stats, changing how you play the game. Some are easier to get used to than others, of course, but they all have their benefits. You can play Practice, which is just the game modes against AI, Quick Match, which is PvP, and Ranked Match, which is 1v1 if you're feeling up to a real challenge. So Quake Arena is something I grew up playing, and this feel brings me right back. You just frag after frag and rocket after rocket, body parts flying all over the place, and then you respawn. I love it. So yeah, check this one out. It's a great arena shooter with plenty of murder and mayhem. And here we are, moving in on the top 3. In at number 3 is Paladins. Going from one of the more intense shooters to one of the more calm, relaxed, and cartoony shooters, Paladins is a team-based shooter, much like Overwatch. For comparison, if you're unfamiliar, this game is kind of a cheater, though it's not a true shooter. Having over 30 different characters, each with their own playstyles and abilities, some using regular weaponry like machine guns and grenades, others using melee like swords and whatnot, and there's even a little bit of magic thrown in there, so you're sure to find the one that suits you. This game doesn't have a huge skill curve or take a long time to get into, and all of the characters can be unlocked via in-game currency. There's no pay to win. You can only buy cosmetics. However, the champions are pretty unbalanced. Some are ridiculously strong with tons of HP and do hella damage, while others are kind of weak with low HP, but they're more suited for support in my opinion. I could see though where some people can argue that at times matches are unfair, especially when playing with new players that aren't quite sure of what all the abilities are or how to properly use them. In my experience though, the game has been a lot of fun, and though sometimes you get outmatched to a pretty crazy extent, most games were pretty evenly matched. So if you're willing to read a little bit and practice a bit, this game could become one of your favorite free-to-play shooters for sure. Closing in on that top spot here, we're at number 2. Ring of Elysium is my number 2 free-to-play shooter. It's a battle royale taking place on a tropical paradise island being overcome by a volcanic storm. That can change, however, the map changes from time to time. So one of the main differences in Ring of Elysium in comparison to the other games of the genre is you do not need to kill all the players to win. The point of this game is to survive. You choose your landing location, loot up, battle your way to the helicopter with the always shrinking zone close at your tail, and if you can somehow manage to climb your way up that rope without getting shot in the teeth, you've won. Obviously, it's easier to climb the rope when all the other players on the map have been eliminated, but it's not necessary. You can win with quite a few players alive. There are 4 seats on the helicopter and it's first come, first served. In squads, your teammate could board the helicopter with 3 players from another squad and win without you. The island map features an amazing dynamic weather system that changes throughout the course of the match. Starting in sunshine, your day could easily get pissed on as a typhoon moves in on the island and visibility takes a dive. Your strategy has to be evolving constantly in order to stay ahead of the natural disaster that's encroaching on the island and the competition that's trying to take you out. A bunch of characters allow you to murder in style, and 3 different packs allow for different playstyles that add some spice to the battle royale genre, and we all know spice is nice. A jet boosted glider pack, a BMX bike, and some pretty sweet Attack on Titan style grappling hooks will let you play however you see fit. I think the gunplay in this game is one of the best I've seen for the more realistic free-to-play battle royales, and I've sunk a lot of hours into this one. If you want a fun, crazy, yet semi-realistic battle royale experience that you don't have to sink a lot of money into, Row is worth checking out. Here we are, you guys. We've made it to number 1. Can I get a drum roll, please? And can you guys guess what it is? It is, of course, Apex Legends. This is currently my favorite shooter. The gameplay is fun, the map is great, the legends all have some crazy ability that changes the way you play, from a big old dome shield to artillery strikes, poison gas, and even a tweaker with metal legs. This game has managed to entertain the hell out of me for quite some time. So Apex Legends is a battle royale that as of right now only has a squad mode. Sticking together and communication are key. Even if you don't have a mic or there's a language barrier, you can ping information to your team. I found this feature to be one of the most useful things in any battle royale. It allows people that can't communicate, whether it be a language barrier or a broken mic or whatever have you, still tell everyone else on the team what's going on around them. If you notice an enemy, the first thing you should do is ping it. Find a gun you don't want, ping it. Meds you can't carry, ping it. Enemy trap, ping it. Wraith portal, well, you guys get the idea. I think one of the biggest draws to this game, for me anyway, is the fact that each character has a different ability. And the strategies that you need to implement with them is different, and with each character combination in your squad, there's more strategies that you need to implement, and though it's a battle royale, it's much more tactical than most in that area. Using a different combination of characters means you can employ different tactics in order to achieve that final victory, all for fame and glory, the championship. Well, there you have it, my people, my top 10 favorite free-to-play shooters right now. Now, all these games are free-to-play, however, they all contain microtransactions, and to be fair and realistic, that's the only way these games can be free-to-play to begin with. Either with season passes, or skins, or whatever, gun unlocks, whatever. These games need to receive revenue from somewhere in order to continue the development for new content for us. So let me know down in the comments below if you found a new game from this list to keep yourself busy with, or if you've already played some of them and what you think of them. Now, before you guys get hella pissed because I didn't mention your favorite game, it's probably because I have no idea it exists. So, if the free-to-play shooter that you love to play wasn't on this list, please drop it down in the comments below so the rest of us can learn about it and check it out. I'm always interested in new games, especially free ones, as I'm sure most of the other people that have clicked on this video are, so get us woke to your favorites. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and at least got a little bit of something out of it. With that being said, I'm going to get back to work on the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.